Hey guys, Kevin Henry with Ignite DA, practicing my social distancing but still getting out of the house a little bit. Hope that you all are as well. Just want to let you know about all the great things that we have coming up with Care Credit, Dr. Bicuspid, so many good people coming on board with us from the KOL side, from the key opinion leader side, from the thought leader side to talk about what's going on right now in our industry and how you need to be prepared for what's to come whenever dentistry kicks back in full steam. I'm so excited about what we're doing with Care Credit, Dr. Bicuspid, Ignite DA, Ignite DDS, all working together to provide you some great information. So hey, stay healthy, stay away from each other, but more than anything else, stay tuned because we've got so many good things coming to you and we want to make sure that you're a part of the information that we're going to share from some of the best minds out there in dentistry. Hey, together we rise. Look forward to seeing you online. Dr. Bicuspid, Ignite DA, Ignite DDS, Care Credit, all coming together. Facebook Live, so much happening. Can't wait to see you.
Hi, it's Dr. Andrew Choi from Riverside, California.
Hey everyone, I'm Cynthia, a current dental student in New York.
Jonathan Miller here with Fortune Practice Management.
I'm Chet Spivey from Ivy Clark Vivadent.
We all want to help our patients right now.
We all want to keep our practices,
graduate on time,
our teams,
our livelihood
alive. And we all want
tomorrow to come today. But today is an opportunity to learn.
To lead, to share.
For a better tomorrow.
For a better tomorrow.
For a better tomorrow.
Together, we can prepare
for the future. Together,
we can make a difference.
For whenever that tomorrow comes.
Everybody continue to support one another and remember,
we will come back from this.
We're all in this together.
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 We rise.
Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're getting excited for another episode here today. I know I am. I'm learning a ton from all of our experts. Before we start though, I kind of want to talk to you about something that's really important, something we've focused on our whole careers for other people, wellness. We've worked so hard to keep them well. And I don't know about you, but if you're anything like me, in the last month and a half, I've learned an awful lot about needing to keep myself well. We need to keep ourselves well. So as we launch the Digital Academy on IgniteDDS.com, that's going to be awesome, FYI. We decided we'd lead the charge with a wellness page, a yoga page. So I'm personally inviting y'all to join us 9 a.m. Tuesday, Thursday mornings Eastern Time on IgniteDDS.com/yoga for our session to help you stay healthy. We've got meditation sessions, we've got yoga sessions coming in. So join us at IgniteDDS.com/yoga. We want to help you guys stay well too. Cheers.
Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is David Rice. I'm the founder of Ignite DDS and here today, as usual, with partner in crime, Kevin Henry.
D. Rice, how you doing, man?
I'm great. How is it in sunny Colorado, or is it snowy or raining? What's going on over there?
It's none of the above. It's just cloudy today. So, I'll take that. It turns out. So, but wait a few hours, it'll change here. It always does. But I am thankful because got a little bit of sunshine joining us from the beautiful state of California today, and that is our friend Kate Willeford, CPA, a member of the ADCPA. And Kate, thank you so much for joining us because I know you have been absolutely slammed since everything started with dentistry and the COVID crisis.
Well, you're welcome. I'm happy to join you guys. I have been doing so many webinars that it's great to be able to spend a few minutes with you guys today.
Well, she is a Zoom pro at this point. I have no doubt about that. So, well, Kate, I know a question that is on a lot of people's mind, and I'm just going to ask you point blank. I know that there really hasn't been guidance right now on the PPP that has come out. Is that worrisome? Do you expect that to be soon? What's kind of your outlook on that? I'm curious.
Well, we were expecting to have SBA guidance earlier this week. It looks like it may be coming in the next few days. They are releasing pieces of information, usually about 1 or 2 pieces of information a day this week. Unfortunately, none of it has to do with the loan forgiveness yet. And that's the piece that all of us are anxiously awaiting, because so many of my clients, I work exclusively with dentists, so many of my dental clients have received the money, but they're not yet sure how to spend it. And they want to be really careful to make sure that they spend it in the correct 8-week period of time.
And is cash flow something that I know that's a worry for a lot of dentists right now? So how does the thought of cash flow during these uncertain times fit in with your mindset right now?
Well, I really believe that a dental practice is just a vehicle to achieve the quality of life and income that you desire. And so in these unusual times, I think it's important to really do a lot of proactive planning and think about all of the different sources of cash that you have available to you. We've gotten fixated temporarily on the PPP loans and the EIDL loans, but I really recommend that dentists continue to think about what they have in savings, other lines of credit that they can access as well, and start to plan forward. Do you know your break-even point? Do you know what your BAM is? Especially for an unusual month like you're about to have. I had a lot of practices open partially this week, and the rest of them, a lot of them are planning on opening next week with hygiene. So those practices are now starting to have us calculate for them what they need to collect for the month to be able to cover the new overhead with the changes in the wages for the month, the changes in their PPE costs and other overhead. And then they're going to know how much they need to then pull in from other sources that they won't be able to collect from patients or from insurance to be able to make ends meet for the next month as they start to get used to this new norm.
Dave?
I'm taking a deep breath and I'm swallowing for all of you practice owners out there, because I'm one too, and I understand, and I think unfortunately, too many people said, "Oh, this PPP, this thing's going to come to the rescue, and life's going to be great." And I'm with you. Mm-hmm. We have to look at all of our resources and count on our own resources. And if everything comes through to prove to be what people say it may be, then great. But I'm not banking on a penny of it.
Yeah, and it's really unpredictable right now. In fact, I listened to one of the ADA webinars yesterday, and they had multiple statisticians on there estimating what the future of dentistry is going to look like with revenue. And they're expecting possibly second quarter to be down 80%. Possibly we'll be back to maybe only a 30 to 50% decline by year end. But then I've talked to other practices that really think they're not going to be affected that much, particularly in rural areas. In fact, I just talked to a client that I have in Montana. I have clients in 26 states. And when I talked to him today, they've already been seeing patients some this week. He feels like because they have such a low count of cases in their county, that the patients they're talking to aren't concerned about coming back in. They saw a slight decline in their revenue, but not as significant as we're expecting in more populated areas.
It's interesting. I have many conversations with young dentists as they're trying to figure out where they want to practice in this country. And I always share with them, I'm not trying to push rural on you. There are a lot of reasons to be in rural America. This is just now yet another one, really, when you think about it. Wow.
That's a good point. I actually teach at 4 of the dental schools around the country, and so many of my students coming out want to be in the most populated areas. For example, in the Atlanta area, they want to be inside 285, and some other states, they want to be in areas where there's a lot going on. But I agree with you. I feel like looking with a little bit more of an open mind can sometimes be very rewarding. And sometimes you can build practices that are much more profitable than you can in these populated areas where there's more competition.
100%. Kev?
So, Kate, I've got to ask maybe a little bit of a weird question, but I know that you haven't just played the role of accountant a lot through these last few weeks, but you've been listening a lot to a lot of people and trying to separate those emotions from the black and white of numbers. Has that been difficult to do with some of your clients, or what you're hearing out there? Or has it been pretty easy for them to snap back into, this is what we have to do to move forward, and separate the emotions out of it?
It has been a little bit difficult because This situation is highly unusual because it was a crisis that seemingly happened overnight, with everyone having to shut down the majority of their practices. But I feel like businesses really should be prepared for any type of business interruption. Again, this was a highly unusual one, but most practices really haven't saved up money. And so that caused this crisis to be even more stressful for them and emotionally difficult because they were having to make decisions about their team members and having to lay some people off, in some cases terminating team members. So that's been extremely difficult for them. I've had other clients, though, that have had 3 months of income and expenses saved up in their bank account. They actually were not stressed by this. They had great conversations with their teams. Some of them actually literally went to the lake for weeks with their families and didn't have to worry about it. So I think now is just a good reminder to all of us as business owners that we need to be prepared for the unexpected. And once we can get there, which may be sometime next year, to be able to have enough extra cash saved up to purposely be proactive in planning cash flow and planning for that savings amount and making sure that that is always set aside.
That's a really, really strong point. So earlier, Kate, you mentioned we don't have all the answers right now on the PPP. Still difficult for me to get them all out there side of things, and
Yeah.
and whether you want loan forgiveness or you're just looking for a loan. But let's say that practices are looking for forgiveness out there. Are there things that they should be doing, thinking about, rules to live by?
Well, I really believe that if you don't have to spend the money yet and you're not opening in the next week, that you should try to wait to spend the money. There is definitely a movement to allow you to use the 8-week spending period at a different time period. Now, whether or not that is actually going to get approved by the Department of Treasury, we don't know yet, but I can share that even as of yesterday afternoon, more industries were added to the list that are explaining to the Department of Treasury that we need some relief here. And it sounds like what may happen is that now the 8 weeks could potentially start when the shelter in place is removed in a state. So that would give businesses the flexibility to start using the money when they can actually be open for business, which I feel like should be part of the intent of the CARES Act. So there is conversation about that. It is getting some more steam behind it. So if you don't have to spend the money yet, then you might have some more flexibility if you waited. But as of right now, the 8-week period of time starts from the date you received the money. And then I would be very thoughtful about making sure that you meet the standards if you want loan forgiveness. So, I have spreadsheets that my clients are using to track the running balance. So they know to spend 75% on the payroll related costs, 25% on the other expenses. One of the questions I'm getting a lot of right now is buying PPE. Can they use the PPP money for that purchase? And the answer is no. Right now you cannot, but you could use the EIDL loan money if you received that for the PPE. And also I would consider looking at financing for that as well. If you have some financing options, then it would be wise to compare that to these loan terms to see what might be best for you.
Great advice.
That's great advice, absolutely. And Kate, I'd be remiss if I didn't have you on here and I ask you about the later tax filing date and what people should know about that and what benefits that there might be to that for dentists, team members, and praxis.
There is the delay to file your tax return until July 15th, and the quarterly estimated tax payments for both first and second quarter are not due until July 15th. But if you feel you might be getting a refund on your 2019 tax return, I recommend that you go ahead and file your tax return now. And if you use a CPA, ask your CPA what they're projecting for you. I think it would be very wise to go ahead and get that refund if you have one coming. The other thing that you can be on the lookout for too are net operating losses. So the CARES Act did change some regulations surrounding net operating losses in such a way that if you have some losses you have not been able to use on your tax return, you can now amend your tax return going back 5 years, and that could create another refund for you that you could take advantage of now. An important piece of this is that a lot of dentists haven't been able to use some losses in their S corporations because they don't have enough basis or positive retained earnings. That component of the law did not change. So you still have that limitation, but you might have another loss sitting there, particularly if you've done a cost segregation study or something on your building that you own, where you could take advantage of some extra deductions.
Good to know.
Excellent.
You know, one more thing that I can throw out there too is actually right before we came on the air, we got some new information about another loan that is going to be offered to small businesses. This is called the Main Street Lending Program. It started getting talked about 3 weeks ago, but there was not really much detail about it yet. More details came out today, but they have not explained yet what date you'll be able to actually apply for it. So we're still waiting on some more information, but for those of you who have some larger practices, you're actually going to be able to apply for one of these Main Street loans of $500,000 or more. So $500,000 would be the lowest dollar amount. It looks like the loan would be for a period of time of 4 years, and the interest rate will be somewhere between 2.5% and 4%. You would actually still apply for it through your local bank. You would not be going directly to an SBA website, but this could be another good source of funding, and you'll have a deferral of time to make the first payments. So we're going to be on the lookout for that to see if that might be yet another good source of funds right now, as you're just staying prepared and being flexible with your finances over the next 6 to 9 months.
Dave, go ahead, man.
Nope. Go ahead, Kev, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, as always, Kate's a wealth of information on this, and we're going to put a link down below here so that you can get in touch with Kate, learn a little bit more about what she offers, what her firm offers, because whenever all this has been happening, I can tell you personally, we've been asking Kate questions, and so I really appreciate her coming on to share with this. Dave, final thoughts, questions, anything, man?
You know, so many things in my head now, but lessons that when I'm working with young dentists, so this is for all of us out here. You know, there's 3 types of knowns in this world. There's known knowns, the stuff we know. There's known unknowns, the things we know we don't know. And then the dangerous ones, which I think we're all in this category right now, the unknown unknowns, the things we just don't even know we don't know. So Kate, a wealth of knowledge, brought a lot of unknown unknowns today, and wrapping it up with a new type of potential loan that we're going to be looking at for us in dentistry. So friends, if you're not working with a top 2%er, please look up Kate. There's no reason to be working with the 98%. Learn from the people who really know every in and out there is to know, or you're missing out.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I have been the past vice president of our Academy of Dental CPAs. And if you're looking for a local CPA, I can help you with that as well, and also can help you in many of your areas. So I look forward to making sure that, like say, you're working with one of the best dental CPAs in the country.
Yeah, thanks so much for your time today, Kate. Kev, take us home.
Kate, thank you. Seriously, appreciate it so much. So much good information, and so much is changing as well. That's why it's always good to have an expert in your corner to help you navigate through these uncharted waters. And we're going to keep bringing you the experts from throughout the dental industry here on our Ignite Facebook Lives. But for Kate, for Dave, hey, it's Kevin Henry signing off and saying, hey, let's learn from each other, because that way we will rise together.